on the back side if I'm running a single unit. Now, there's front screen or front cover, which actually pops off. Show you that here in a minute. Need to get the glue off. Once again, be very careful when disconnecting. But as you can see, there are little lock tab or little latch tabs right there, along with two little magnets. Set this aside. This cut guide is for the front of this. It will line up. It has your spots to drill the holes, which I forgot, which you can actually use a rotary to do that with. There and there. That is for mounting your screen. So, I'm going to set this aside. Careful not to damage it. Once you get in here, you'll see all this right here. This time, leave that closed. Not remember what size Allens these are. Nope. For those that don't understand, it is an Allen. Others call them hex keys. All right. Make sure you keep these screws separate from the CFS, or from the screws from the Space Pi. There's one, they are all different. Welcome in, Missy, Nobel, BG. How y'all doing? Sorry, I have my laptop off over here, so I can't see. I don't have room on my table for this. Now, I have them all loosened. I have those four loosened up. Put those off to the side. Those first top four right here, you have to take off in order to remove 4 hubs. But on top of that, which I forgot one little instruction, these 4 tubes need to be pulled loose. Best way to do that is to actually remove this whole thing. Find where my screwdriver went. It's not that one. The 4 screws you need are these 3 silver ones. There's 5 screws on the bottom of the 4-in-1 hub. All you need are the 3. Make sure you do not lose those. Just the 4 silver, or the 3 silver ones. What about me being broke? Now, you'll want to be careful with this hub, for the simple fact that there are wire connections in here. When is Jay not breaking things? Alright. Pop those 4 tubes up. Like so. Come back in here. You'll see this thing pretty much just wants to come out. It's easier if you just do it like that. There's a little rubber cap on the bottom there. The rubber cap right here. And that is for your connector for your motors here. I can't remember what this piece is called. Hey, I wouldn't, y'all know I ain't gonna electrocute myself. This thing ain't had power to it yet. Now after you remove this, you want to set it down to the side. And if you drop anything, make sure that you go and find it. Now with this being off also, now is the perfect time to come in here and replace all these tubes right here. You'll have to take this apart. I haven't done it yet on one of these, but looks like a screw here and a screw here takes the faceplate off. But you may want to replace all the white tubing, which is thinner and wears out faster, with some of this Capricorn Bowden tubing. I'll buy it in 3-meter lengths. I will be replacing it before I put it back together. Now, close that right back up. Lock it back in place. Come in here. And you have all the perimeter screws along with these 4 screws right here. And these 3 back here. These are what you're going to need to take off to get the bottom part off. You're going to make me scroll up, girl? Well, sorry. I'm going to pause the other video while I take this apart. Alright, once you get all the screws out, and I forgot about 2, there's one here in the front. There are 6 down on the bottom. The 3 right here. The 4 holding in your power cable in. Once you get all those out and you unplug this board, push that cable in and then lift it up. You're going to want to make sure these cables for the hub go inside. And then for your AC adapter, there is one little plug you have to unplug. That's for the AC adapter right here. So, once you do that, set this aside. Now we're at the stage of where we need to start marking and cutting. This is where it gets fun. So, you have your, we'll start with the 2 top mount or top cut templates. Now it does have a little ridge right here, and this one has it along here all the way down to there. Those will sit in the groove just perfectly. And these are used for marking where you need to cut. I am going to mark with a Sharpie where I need to cut. Alright, got that one marked. Now, see right here, should have it marked right there and right there. It's perfectly fine to cut too much, you know, just a little bit over, but be careful. I'm gonna get my bits out right here. You could use a cutoff disc, or similar to a deburr, which this is plastic, so it'll just eat right through it. Take that attachment out. Stick that baby in there. Alright, now I'm going to cut those out, and I'm going to test fit my exhaust vents, and then I will come back to this other video. Alright, I paused everything so that way I could get all the shell cutting done. As you can see, I've got my two vents done right here. These are the exhaust ports. There are little covers that go over them. Make sure when you cut them out that these fit nice and loose in there. That way you can make sure it is centered. And the other holes I did on the main internals is right here for your right here and right here. These are your inlet vents. This is where your desiccant packet goes. I already glued this one in to show what it's going to look like. And then right here I haven't done anything, but always check and double check to make sure everything fits. You can print out the loose silica desiccant bead tray that goes in here and use that to help hold the cover. I can find where my other one went. Right here. So that you can hold this in place while the glue dries. And all I did was I just put a little bit of super glue right back here, and then put it in place, held it there for about a minute, let it set up. So I'm gonna glue this one here in a second. The other thing that you need to cut out and trim is using this jig right here, which sits right on here. It's got the hole, or it's got the bevels and everything right along here to follow the edge. You can tape it in place, hold it in place. I just held it. But you want to cut this hole out right here for your cable. And then there's two holes right there and right there that you need to drill out. That is for mounting your screen. Now, I have already taken the liberty of mounting my screen in here. The cover that you peeled off of the front of your Space Pi X2 originally, what you're going to do is you're going to basically set it in here, trim it down using scissors, just regular old scissors. Ladies and gentlemen who actually do sewing, don't judge me. I paid for these myself. These are my own, nobody else's, so I can use them however I want. My grandma used to yell at me all the time for that. But what you're going to do is the opening here, you're going to make sure that you center the black section of it, and then you are going to mount your screen in here with, since this is the top right here, you want the cable input to be on the if you're looking at it from the back, on the right hand side. Now, the extension cable that you bought off of Amazon or Temu, wherever, is used to extend this so that it goes all the way back to the board. But don't put this on yet. Now, once you have all that, you will want to take out of your screws from the space pie, take a couple of the short black ones, and you are going to first run the cable through the hole, as so it comes out the back. Then you are going to want to screw them in. You might have to enlarge the screw holes on the back of the faceplate just a little bit so that it does not crack or anything like that. Put the first one in loose. I have already pre-threaded these using the screw. Take your second one. You're going to have a magnet right there that's going to cause a little bit of issues. It's going to keep wanting to grab it. Now, to put it in there, you're going to get it snug, back it off just about half a turn. That way you can maneuver this so that it is straight. Instead of it being crooked, you can just straighten it up. Just for aesthetic purposes. And you're going to want to tighten them down just a little bit past snug, because remember, this is all plastic. Now, you have all that there. Set this back to the side. Now, once you get all the holes cut and you glue the cover in place, so I'm going to do that now. Should get my glue first. Not going to take much. There's a little squiggly line. Set it in there. Push it together. What was the old saying? Set it and forget it. I don't remember what that was from. But you can then set that there. While that's setting up, you want to take your finished, fully assembled, ready to go, all wires secured board, and you're going to slide it in like this. Make sure nothing is in the way. There is a groove that it sits in. We'll feel it, and it will click into place. Now, this is where all the other screws come into play. I don't want that piece to fall out. The little box screws for the mod itself, or from the space pie, we're going to find that in the holes can't see, you'll want to make sure everything lines up as it should. Mine is not down all the way. Well, that didn't go how I wanted it, but alright, now that it's sitting flush, plop that baby back in there. Now, move all the harnesses out of the way. Take your screw, screw it into the mount. You want to make sure that all of them are still loose. There are a bunch of different mount holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't necessarily have to use all 6. That is your preference. Come on. There, grab. Sweet. I'm just putting them in to where there's still a couple turns left. I'm not fully tightening them down. And there are plenty of the short black screws that you can use. Some of these holes are where the old zip ties used to be. Now once you get all 6 of them in, once again screw it down snug and then a little bit more. Snug and a little bit more. Show you what that looks like here in a second. Alright. You can see 2, 4, and 6. Camera right there. Alright. Now when it's done, it's going to look just like this. So have all your cables going everywhere. You got this one, which is going to go for the power wire. It's going to go over top. It's not going to hurt anything. Then you have all these others right here that are going for your 4-to-1 to the bottom of the CFS, along with the one that goes for your power cables. It should be this one. Yes, it is. Because this one is not going to fit, nor will this one. They are completely different. So these two are for, you can see them right here. These two right here. They're for the 4-to-1. You can try to tuck them down if you want. It's optional. But you want them sitting right there. This one here, going over top, straight to there. Now these wires right here, you want to have them sitting ready to be grabbed. Now, for this cable, on your mother, or on your the circuit board for the dryer, right here, you're going to clip that into place. Boom. Then you're going to run it right out the front hole right here. That is for your front screen. Now that you have that all put together, that is ready to go. Then one other hole that you do have to cut out, and that is on the back of the case here. This is for your power switch. Do not put the power switch in until you are done. Now, this right here, you're just going to start feeding your wires through. Make sure your cables don't get lost or caught. that. Alright, where's my red and black one? Alright, it is good. Make sure your locks are open. And this should sit right back down where it's supposed to be.